Can you guys hear me okay? Quiet? How's that? Is that better? Yeah, we're going to shut the music off here in a minute. I just want to know if you can hear my voice okay. There you go, Marlon. Thank you. Mary, Bird Blue, and Miss E, Marlo, Gretchen, good to see you. Ellie. Hey, what's up, Tommy? Miss Thank, Mary. Wanda, return. French Bulldog. See, Kelly, glad you can make it. Turbo, what's good? Moon Crystal, hello. Hope everybody had a wonderful morning. Shout out to India. Big up, big up. Hi, Mary. D, good to see you. Cynthia, always good to see you. So let's get started here. All right. So I don't really have anything on the agenda. I think these early morning shows that we kind of get together will just be kind of focusing on the chat and giving opportunities to anybody that wants to call in and ask a question, make a comment, clear up some information that we might have incorrect. Subscriber mode is not on. So if there's anything you want to talk about, we got plenty of people in the chat now, and I'll do my best to help answer the question. And I know chat will help as well. Ooh, hell yeah. You played some golf? Nice. Weather's not quite there for me yet. Plus, I've been going to the range and hitting some balls out in the backyard. Because if I just jump out there and play a game, I'll be sore for like 2 days. So, I'll lift a little bit of weights for a week. Plus, I'm going on vacation in October to a super fancy golf course that I love. And I don't want to look like a amateur when I get there. So I'm going to get myself back into golf mode. Start using all those strange muscles. Hey, what's up, Derek? Good afternoon, sir. Take your seats. Don't worry, I'm taking my seat. I'll go somewhere in the back. Cabbage Patch hands. Oh, is that what the latest news is? They got excavators and shit out there now? Damn. Somebody put a comment under one of my videos that they put up a sign that said today could be the day. You guys heard about that? Apparently it went up like in the last day or two, and it's right there where they're searching. I'm like, what is that all about? That's either some very political maneuvering, or they're taunting somebody and the hammer's coming down. I can't tell yet. Hey, what's up, Digital? Vanessa, SP74. Sorry I didn't give you a shout out. Return the Diamond says, did the search of Wabash really end over Labor Day? Has law enforcement released any info on yet what they were searching for? The information that I'm receiving is that they've moved further west and that it is still ongoing, and that there's some strange things that have even happened in the last day or two. I've heard, and don't quote me on this, but I heard that they put up a sign near the search that said today could be the day. I don't know why they would do that. Seems kind of strange. Just a wood chipper. Yeah, that makes sense because they got to clear all that debris out of there. Because if you notice the search so far, they've been chopping up the wood and kind of throwing it to the side. And just like that crowbar they found, they also had a large pile of trash. You know, you could see all types of different metallic objects in that pile. So, I mean, the crowbar that they had on film was not the first item that they found similar to that. I guarantee it. There's probably all kinds of crap in there. Marlo, are you saying what about the sign? I know. So if somebody could verify that, I really appreciate that. Because, I mean, that would be an excellent sign and kind of like a hint, hint. Hey, Gretchen. Misogynist. I like that. Really, I'm going to go look. Yes, please. If you find anything, shoot it over to my email, and I'm going to pop it right here on the screen, or you can call in and pop it on your own screen. I asked the person who left the comment. I said, hey, can you let me know? But I don't know. I haven't checked yet. I just sent a comment back to Digital over there on Radar's channel. She low-key puts out these great videos, so I'm always checking those out. Digital knows what I'm talking about. What's up, Deb? Bossy says they have been searching again since Tuesday. Yeah, I heard they moved a little further west. Missy, search is still ongoing as of this morning. I would check with Famously Unfamous. He keeps us pretty much posted on what's going on with that. As far as if you're searching on YouTube, he'll go down there, he'll ride his bike down there, and he'll kind of keep us up to date. So we really appreciate that. Expose the Troll says, what's your thoughts about the search, Sleuth? You know, I'm hopefully optimistic. I know that coincidences do exist. Law enforcement will be the first to tell you that. You know, that's how you have innocent people that go to prison for things they didn't do. Recently, I posted a video that the creator of Seinfeld, Larry David, actually helped free an innocent man who was on death row for killing what law enforcement thought was an eyewitness in his brother's murder. So this is a gentleman out of California He really didn't have really good relationship with his family, but he wanted to go and show his support. So he said, "Hey, wife, let's just make an appearance today, and we'll show that hey, we're still here. We're showing support." So he shows up one day in court, and the very next day, a star witness ends up dead. And then there's a sketch of the killer, and it looks just like him. But honestly, most Hispanic males, like if you look at anybody in my family, they all have short hair and a mustache. That's just how a lot of Mexicans are. That's that they like to have a mustache, and frankly, it looks good. It's a very Hispanic thing to do. So if you were to go to East downtown Los Angeles, everybody's going to look like this sketch. So this poor guy, he couldn't remember where he was. He finally came up with his alibi, and he said, "Hey, I was at the World Series. Here's my tickets." Well, they did verify that he was there, but that he could have still committed the crime, gone home, dropped his daughter off, and committed the crime after. So it wasn't until Larry David caught wind of this, them and the crew, and they were asked to go through all of the footage. And sure enough, here comes this guy that's sitting on death row for murdering a key witness, walks right in front of the camera, making it impossible for him to leave that very area. Combined with some triangulations and pinging of the cell phone, there was a conversation of him leaving the stadium and telling his wife, "Hey, we lost, left the game, we're on our way home." Judge ruled impossible that he could have committed the murder. He sat for 6 months on death row, an innocent man. So the shit happens. Coincidences do happen. Thank you, Nina. Looks like we got a super sticker. I appreciate you so much. All right. So that'll be my rambling for the day. Let's get back to chat. Yeah, I think it is all very strategic for what they know at the time. Yeah, the strategy might change with new information. How do they finagle a piece of information? All they need is like a small piece of rice to fall out of the bag. If they can squeeze that out somehow. Sometimes you got to push on a different side of the bag, Yeah, poke a tiny little hole. You push from this side, nothing. Come back over here, new direction, new strategy. Turbo says, if the sign thing is true, I feel like it would be a message to BG trying to get him to slip up and reveal himself. Either that or it's a political stunt. I hate politics. It's disgusting. Sorry about that. When the wife texts, you text her back. Lisa says, what did you think about Julie saying that Libby and Abby always walk to the bridge from Abby's house? Yeah, I was assuming that. 14 years old, you couldn't keep me away from that bridge. They lived within like 2 miles or something. When you're a kid, you can riding your bike 2 miles ain't nothing. Shit, I used to ride, I don't know, what was it like? One time I got caught shoplifting when I was like 12. I rode my bike with my crazy friends like almost 8 miles down into downtown. It was just another day. I just happened to get caught that day. So there's photos of Abby fishing. Very well, not too close. More near her where she stays, but right on the Deer Creek, and you can see the high bridge in the background. So she knows that area. It's her backyard, basically. Good to see you, Nina. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Moon Crystal says, there is an election coming soon. I do worry that this is all could have something to do with that. Yeah, it's possible. And that's the only reason I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. They could even just be trying to get rid of some funding, you know, like, hey, let's use this money here and we might as well use it in a strategic way. It'll kill two birds with one stone. We'll be able to receive the same funding next year. We'll be able to do this political stunt. And then there's a small chance we might actually find something. Or it could be based on a solid tip and this thing's going to break wide open. And I'm waiting. Either way it swings, I'm right here. Oh, Gladys says, I saw the sign, but it looked like something the family may have written. Oh, so it wasn't like a... Wow. If the family wrote it, that's, you know, that's good. It's like showing no fear, you know, like TikTok. Hey, what's up, T-Bone? I'm not sure about Julie's credibility anymore. I don't know. I mean, consider the source. I've heard some bad. I've heard some good. You have to make up your own mind. When I spoke with her, she was lovely. So that's all I have to say on that. Thanks, Derek. Shout out to Nina, supporting the channel. Bossy says they are 100 feet further downstream. I'll be back soon, Sleuth. Don't go away. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to spend some time today trying to figure out what's going on with that search. Hopefully, you know, the public has to know. They got to give us something. They can't. I mean, I don't live in Indiana, so I can't tell them what to do with the tax dollars. But I mean, somebody needs to speak up. Unless it's a private company down there, but it says Indiana State Police on those vehicles. Those are your tax dollars. And all they have to say is, yes, it pertains to an actual investigation. Boom. That's enough for me. None of my business. Yeah, you saw it? Oh, Angela, wasn't it you that left me the message? I think you left me the comment, wasn't it? I could be mistaken. But yeah, I think it was you. Yeah, I hope they have good evidence. One piece, maybe two pieces. I mean, who knows? Maybe they just went over there and threw everything out, you know, the jacket, the clothes, the weapon, you know, this and that, and then maybe kept some film, SD card, and then the trophies. And Killer's not going to give up the trophies. That'll be what brings him down. The same thing that makes these people kill is going to be the same thing that brings them down in the end. I'll say it again and again. Because it's something that they can't control. Because if you could control it, you wouldn't be killing people. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. So it's obviously something that they cannot control. If they can't control it, you know, it's going to go the same for things that are tied to it, like keepsakes and weird trophies and stuff like that. Or some killers will keep a scrapbook. Well, some killers like Jeffrey Dahmer kept a head in a box under his bed, but who am I to judge? Coincidences do exist, but how many coincidences until it's mathematically impossible? Could be a billion. But the question is, how many coincidences until a jury convicts your ass? That's the question. Because apparently you can go to prison for the rest of your life if there is a series of coincidences that the judge, and there's actually laws that say you can't go to jail or be convicted from coincidences. It has to be like something, legit. As far as like circumstantial evidence, you can go to prison for circumstantial evidence, but it can't just be like, oh, I was in the house when it happened. Oh, you're the murderer. You can't go to prison for that. It's got to be like, he was seen purchasing a weapon very similar to what seems to be used, just start stacking up. Boom. His phone pinged next to the crime scene when he said he was at work, or she said she was doing this or that. Like, that's all circumstantial. It's not an eyewitness going, hey, that's him. Digital says the one that was that dog lady is supposedly Tobe's mother-in-law. That's what I keep hearing. That's the kind of stuff I just kind of deflect until, there's no way for me to verify that. You know what I mean? I've had 2 people in chat confirm that there was a sign, but they said that it appears to be possibly homemade, which is even better. Because then it doesn't seem like a political stunt, and it seems more like people who are fighting for Abby and Libby are showing some strength, which could potentially be the killer's territory. They need to go stomp around there a little bit more. Turbo, you know what I'm saying? And in the documentary, they kind of joke about that. Because they show, because they do lineups now in a book. Like, they'll put a bunch of pictures together, and then they'll throw their person of interest somewhere randomly in the mix. And if you look, all these guys looked exactly the same. It's crazy. T-Bone, keep up those thoughts. She will say and do whatever she needs, even lie. And that's her own words from long ago before I stopped talking to her for trying to drag me into her lies. Well, people who try to drag you into lies are very good at it. Some are very patient. They set traps. It's very disgusting and scary. You got it. Hey, what's up, Rebecca? So why? Why underscore? Hey, Bossy. Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, that's awesome. Miss E, do you think Kagan rolled over on his father or his cousin? I don't know. To be honest, it's possible that Kagan Klein just went and did this shit by himself. You know what I mean? We don't know. I don't know why so many people look at Tony Klein. I mean, yeah, of course it could be. Of course it could be Tony Klein. But then again, you have to ask yourself, why? Why is it him? Is it because he has felony charges for stalking and all this other strange thing, the abuse, the child abuse? There's all these creeps that are running around Indiana right now, but only 1 or 2 of them are the killers there. And we don't know if they're even in Indiana. But being a creep and being a felon and being a child abuser and a woman abuser, that I don't know if that makes him the killer. It does make him very suspect, kind of paints him in the picture that it would be more likely that somebody that could do those things could also do these things. So yeah, but I just don't have anything physical as far as evidence that's been shown to us as the public that says that it's, absolutely him. You know what I mean? I think all I've even seen was other people using law enforcement saying, "Hey, these are two separate people." Yeah, it's two separate people, but who's the other person? There's the my daddy references. Keegan is portraying himself as a young girl, Emily Ann. Of course, he's going to use my daddy references. He's trying to get this young girl to communicate with himself, who then comes in as the character daddy. You know what I mean? Or he's referring to Tony Klein, who then brings these girls over to Skype. And that could be where all this trouble happened with Libby, is the Skype. They're always catfishing. And then once they get somebody willing to communicate, they throw them over to the Skype. That way they can film it from another device, is what law enforcement made it sound like. They hide in the dark and they make up something like, "Oh, something's wrong with my camera," or something. So it could be during that point that Libby and Abby were like, "Oh shit, that's not Anthony Schatz. Who's this weird, creepy guy?" And they're filming too. They're doing what the pedo's doing. They're like documenting it, right? So they're both documenting each other from an outside source. And boom, accidentally, here comes like a part of somebody's face. And that person's like, "Oh shit, I'm about to go to prison. I got to go ahead and take care of this." Then after he takes care of what he considers his threat, and this is just me trying to figure out what the hell the motivation is. Once he takes care of that threat, he starts talking to Keegan Klein. He says, "Who else could possibly track me to this?" And he's like, "Well, it could be Libby's friend. That's when I met this girl, or that's when that's when you were with me when you were with me when you met Libby while I was talking to her friend. That's the only other person that could potentially tie me to this." Boom, puts on the ski mask, goes and tries to handle it. Same way he took care of the first threat, he tried to do the same thing with the secondary threat. So this is just a theory about motive, because I can't figure out what the hell the motive is. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Yeah, apparently there is a sign. Angela has all the information about that. She has pics. Somebody put up a sign, said today could be the day near where they're searching. And it appears to be homemade. So that makes me think it's not for political reasons, and it's more a show of strength. And I can definitely get behind that. Yes. Plus, she's just always so we just encourage each other all day, D is asking, what is your Facebook group? No, I haven't. Yep, the catfishing photos. I don't see he has any reason to roll over. Looks like his warrant was for a DUI. I mean, placing yourself involvement in a double murder is going to get you in a lot much more trouble, even with some kind of deal. I don't see any motivation for that TT guy to say anything. And see, a lot of things point in that direction, but there's nothing solid there either,
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I just got here, so
We have
um,
Bossy. Sorry, I can't get your name up on here. For some
that's
reason, my
okay.
what's going on? I see here. I wish I
Okay,
could give you the full screen. Let me see.
it's okay. So I'm on the pedestrian bridge right now, and the sign, you're not going to be able to see it, okay? And I got the
Okay.
sun in my eyes on my camera, so it's kind of hard to see.
It
But
looks
the
good. You have
sign,
everything looks
okay,
great.
this, wait a minute. The sign was just here. Here it is. So I'm at the back of it right now, okay?
Oh, I
But
see
on
it.
the other side here, on the pedestrian bridge facing, there's all the searchers down in the water today. I don't know how well you can see it, if I can zoom in or not.
Mm-hmm. I see
But
somebody.
yeah, there's about I'd say there's about 8 or 10 of them in the water, and they're way further downstream underneath the Kelly Bridge than when they were starting. If you look right down here, this is the sandbar that that the crash scene investigators were taking their pictures from. Okay, so all the original pictures when they first started, it was down in this part of the water over here where you can
Mm-hmm.
see it shallower.
Yeah, they're
And
way
this is
further.
what and they're a lot further upstream. And as you can see, like I've been trying to tell people, if you look down here in the Wabash over here, the Wabash is dredged naturally, not man-made. So it could be 4 foot deep over in one section, and then
Mm.
over here you can walk across it. Now they're doing some work on the spillway. So the Mississinawa River feeds into the Wabash River. And the Mississinawa Dam is what they're working on. So the river levels have been low all year because of that. But normally this time of year, when the Mississinawa Reservoir is man-made, so in October they start lowering that down, and this river will go back up to 6, 8, 10 feet at least. So I think that's important for people to realize.
But they're not damming it on purpose, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Are they further? Are they closer to Tony Klein's home, or are they the other
Nope.
direction?
In fact, I'll turn around. They're downstream. Tony Klein's houses. This is the other side of the pedestrian bridge. Upstream now. His
Okay.
house is at least 2 miles upstream from here.
So let me ask you this. Do you think it's safe to guess that with the crash recreation and all that, that they just started the search under the bridge, but they expected to go further, that they expected whatever it is that they're looking for to move downstream. But you got to
I
start right there, you know?
I think so. I think that's a real possibility. My personal thoughts are because they started, in, from what I saw, they started between these two bridges, between the pedestrian bridge and the Kelly Avenue Bridge. So, whatever they're searching for, I mean, I can't say, I can only speculate. We all have our own theories and opinions,
Hmm.
but um, depending on whatever it is, it could very well travel downstream. Especially if you look, you can see the currents and everything. Hopefully you can see them down there. Like I said, I got the sun on my screen right now, and can't see very well. And then so this is going into town, this is going out of Peru, and on this side of the bridge over here is where they have like an excavator, taking down some trees and
Hmm.
stuff. But I can't say for certain that that's even involved in what they're doing today.
And what does the sign say? Do you know, like specifically?
Let today be the day, I believe, is what
Oh my.
it's
And that's new,
cautionary
right?
going
Is that
across the
new?
bridge. It's new. I noticed it yesterday when I drove over the bridge. Now I couldn't see what it said, but I did notice that there was something on this pedestrian bridge yesterday.
Wow.
And they also, like 2 or 3 years ago, they redid the Kelly Avenue Bridge. It used to be green, as far as I can remember my whole life. It was always referred to as the Green Bridge. So they redid it and they painted the sky blue. If I recall correctly, I do not think they did any work underneath it whatsoever.
Good.
Um, but I can't say that for certain. I was living in a different town for just a couple years, but I would still come back to Peru, regularly.
Who, if you had to guess, who do you think put that sign up? Maybe just somebody that cares about the case?
I absolutely think so. I think there's more. I think more people in our town are becoming, since the search, I think more people are becoming aware of what's been going on with the Kleins and Kagan specifically, you know, in his case, and connecting it to Delphi. I really honestly don't think too many people in the community even um, realized what was going on. To be honest, a lot of people around here like to stick their head in the sand per se. You know, they just kind of walk around with blinders on, and I can't do that. I do my best to bring awareness to my kids are older, but I mean I have relatives that have younger kids, and I I let these predators be known. Let's just put it
Heck
that way.
yes. Yeah, they
Okay.
shouldn't be able to sleep easy.
No, not at all, and neither should anyone who is. People need to stop contacting them. Okay, that's my
Hmm.
personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion. No good is going to come of it. I mean, I don't know what good they think that they're going to bring out of it, or what why he would divulge information to them and not someone else. But I just think it's muddying the waters is the best way I can describe it, Sleuth. And if I could just say one other thing, I
Sure.
don't think I've ever seen canines on site. I know a lot of people know I caused kind of a ruckus with that
Hmm.
when I was on Reddit. But the reason I say that is I do come by here every day, and I want people to realize that there's Von Lit Kennels is a canine training center here. It's right up the road, and we have canines that come here every 6 to 8 weeks and stay for 6 to 8 weeks from out of state, where the law enforcement officer learns how to handle his dog. So seeing a canine walk around without a dog, or just into McDonald's or whatever, that's every day here. Okay, you can
Hmm.
come to Peru, Indiana any time of day and see that occurrence,
Are
because
you thinking that's what happened? Maybe somebody was seeing the search and then maybe close by, they might have seen something like that, and that would
uh,
be very common.
that is absolutely what I believe happened. And
And
I go ahead.
I was going to say, and the only reason they would really need a canine is if somebody recently had gone down there and thrown something in the river, you think?
That would make sense. But then, even though that I don't believe that they've had them on site, that's my opinion. And from my
Hmm.
personal observations, I did learn a lot of good information from some of those threads about what a canine can or cannot do in water. So,
Hmm.
but I personally, I have not seen them in there. So, and then we got some, there's guys on the banks over here, and I'm sure they're observing me and everything too. And that's kind of why it's a small town. That's why I've kind of been a little hesitant to call in. And um, we still got these creeps on the street. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
So
and who knows
I'm
who
going to be
else is out
careful.
there? Yeah, who knows who else is out there taking a look, from time to time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I hope that helps, and
Thank you so much,
brings a
Bossy.
little bit of
I really,
insight
really
to
appreciate
everything.
you.
So no
Everybody in the
problem.
chat says thank you.
Yep. Thank you guys. I
And
love your
we
channel. You're
appreciate
one of
you.
the only ones I go to for, and, for insight and stuff like that. So I will talk to everyone soon.
Thank you so much for
Uh
what you
huh.
did today. We appreciate you.
Sure.
Goodbye.
No problem. Bye.
Wow. That was a wonderful treat. That was Boots on the Ground with Bossy. What an amazing addition today to today's live streams. It's the ones that I really don't put any planning to that have the greatest surprises. We got a call from Purdue. And then Charles, who's been trying to call, for some reason it says bad connection and I can't add you. So it's either whatever you're on, you don't have your mic or something turned on, or you have a bad connection or something along those lines. But I'm sorry I couldn't add you to the stream, buddy. Hey, what's going on, Aspen? Good to see you. Sorry if I missed the chat there for a while. We had to go in live on scene with Bossy at the crime scene, which has obviously moved further downstream. Now that makes sense to me, and that's why they would most likely bring in the crash recreation, because every time there is a flood, shit comes crashing through that river. Yeah, right now it's flowing, and I'm sure sometimes when it has heavy rains, it flows faster. But when there's these real floods, there's huge pieces of wood knocking around that if you were in that water, it would kill you. Um, when people get washed away in floods, law enforcement often can't go search for them because it's just too risky to even have a boat in the water. You can't have a 800-pound log puncture your boat, drop you in the water, and then have another 800-pound log smash into your head. It's just too dangerous. So it seems like you would kind of need some expertise to tell you how, if this item, let's say, was metal, how it would handle the floods, where it might go. Was it buried? Could it have been knocked further downstream, even though it is a metallic object? It seems like you would really need somebody to know that stuff. Hey, Melissa. Melissa, we had Bossy. She was in Peru. She went directly to the bridge right as we were talking about it. She shot right over there, gave us some beautiful images of what was going on at this very moment with the search. There is a sign somebody placed on the bridge that said today could be the day. And then if you notice further down the stream, away from Tony Klein's home, because that's downstream. So I'm assuming they're going to start their search under the bridge, which makes sense. That's most likely the place where it was first dropped. And then once you do your grid search there, you go further down. And I'm sure they assume that it's further down, but common sense would tell you to search that spot first, right? That's where my thought process is. Aspen. You dirty bird. That afternoon delight. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Well, I had to go take care of an issue. A little more nose gold with that sneeze than I was hoping for. Yeah, I mean, how could you tell? You would have to almost be an expert, to even grasp. Well, first you'd have to be an expert probably on the weather and the geology of it all. Shout out to all those guys out there that are all the agencies that are out there searching in Indiana right now. I want to give you guys a big shout out. Keep up the good work and good luck to you guys. I'm not sure, Jim. They said that law enforcement was aware of it and that they actually applauded them. But that's none of my business. I don't want anything to do with that. Oh, you're welcome, Melissa. Thanks for popping in. That's funny. Today's sneeze break brought to you by Bossy TV, where we bring you the boots on the ground action and breaking news. Thank you, Wanda. I appreciate that. Hey, Baby Bear says, love this channel. Thank you. You're new. I appreciate that. Well, if I didn't have all the support from subscribers and other great channels like Crime and Shame. People that contribute like Derek and my subscribers and members. Like, really, we have great discussions, and that's all we're trying to do here. So I'm glad you could be part of that. It is evolving and hopefully coming to a close. And then we can talk about that. Well, Tamra says, new to the Delphi thing, what are they looking for? Where is a good place to start? Well, we're not exactly sure. Rumor has it that a source provided information about a knife, I guess, and potentially a phone. But this is rumor mill stuff. I'm not 100%. I can't verify it. Stuff going on. You had Kagan Klein, who was taken out of county possession and placed into the possession of Indiana State Police temporarily. And some of the court documents stated there was negotiation going on with Kagan Klein. So to me, there's either a deal being made. You know, he's like, hey, this is what happened. This is where you can find the blade. And they may have exchanged some privileges, because it seems from that point on, he's been communicating with people that are chirping him while he's in prison. And some of them, I guess he tried sexting, if I'm not mistaken. But now they're searching near where he lived at the time, just down. There's a river that flows behind where Kagan was staying, and that's the river they're now searching. It's called the Wabash River in Peru. Yep, Marv, Frank, Sonny, Deb, and a few others been slamming some good combos too. Don't piss Marv off. I would never do that. I love Marv. She reminds me of the kind of person when you're like down and out or sick. She's like, oh, let me make you some chicken noodle soup and here, like, try to take care of you. Kind soul. Well, we got about 10 more minutes, guys. So if there's anything you want to talk about, anything you want me to pull up on screen or anything, just let me know. Yeah, Willow, it's just these dirty trolls, you know. They claim that they're here for justice and to bring more eyes to certain cases and stuff like that, and try to help the missing people and try to find justice, but really they're not. They were trolls from the beginning. What's up, Tamara? Hey, what's up, Bill? Good to see you. Vanessa says, Sonny, Sleuth, Mark, Frank, Chris have had great lives. Well, it's just good to have somebody that you can email, you know, and you know that they're not going to like share your emails. They're not going to try to track your IP address, you know, and they're not going to try to expose some type of secret conversation. You know, it's few and far between when it comes to people that you can trust. And that just boils down to social media, you know. Think about it. And every 1 out of 10 people is probably a scumbag. And YouTube probably collects more scumbags than most general public areas. You know what I mean? So we got to deal with it a lot more. Have no clue, Tony. I'm not sure, Michael. The DNA, it may only be able to prove a few markers to where it could exclude somebody, but not exclude others. Oh, yeah, Kristen. Don't forget about Kristen. And I'm sure there's others out there that are good. Not trying to single out or be clicky or anything like that. It's just an observation. Aspen, unfortunately, when we say sunny, that's you too. Unfortunate for her or unfortunate for you? There's some sunny humor for you. Well, an attempt at it. Yeah, Deb is amazing. Melissa, is there any method to your live cast, like certain time of day? No. I wish I could. I just don't have the time. It's kind of whatever my schedule looks like that day. But today I had all the Wi-Fi to myself, and I took advantage, and it ended up being an amazing show. And Bossy came through like a champ. You know, she didn't have to take the time out of her day to go do that for us, guys. So I applaud that effort and that commitment. I agree, Jim. And I appreciate Jim because if he'll give it to you straight. I believe Rain Dancer, that was Julie Melvin, and it wasn't her that seen it. It was the neighbor, somebody that lives towards the end of the bridge, said that the person was darker. The eyes weren't blue. Yeah, that's true. Straight from the horse's mouth. Yeah, Kristen and Chris. Definitely stay up to date on all their stuff. Minivan Traveler, he's pretty good too. He has some good contacts, good interviews. I appreciate that. Michael, I'm not sure, man. I have no clue. If I was to guess, Keegan Kline did this by himself. If I had to just guess. Sleuth, how do I gloss? Can you guys see that? It's called Carmex. I can't live without it. Yeah, of course, the captain. That goes without saying. Yeah, can you believe that? She's just like, boom, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show them what's going on. Like, how lucky were we for that? Did you see how much further they were? They weren't even anywhere near those bridges anymore. They were like, it almost looked like 100 yards further down. But there were still people kind of right there sifting through that pile of shit, all that metal. Either that or trying to find a crowbar they can throw in the back of the truck. Hey, Teresa. Hey, what's up, Don? How you doing? Free Thinker, do you think the arrest of TT could be to keep him from learning about the river search and possibly forcing him to go AWOL? No, I don't think it's even related. The only thing that ties TT to anything is Country Club Road and the fact that he fits some of the physical descriptions of the guy in the bridge. That's it. I mean, other than that, we shouldn't even be talking about him. Not that it's not important, but it's just not enough. To me, it's just as much as what ties TK in, right? The only thing I think that would tie TK in more would be his criminal record and the fact that he went with Kagan to Vegas. I feel at the very least he knows more or knows something. At the very least. A glass with butter flavored Crisco. You're an animal. Oh, Derek. That was a good one. Anna Lisette says the description of the man by the neighbor lady was that he was small and thin. Has been said the POI was located and eliminated as a suspect. Yeah, there's no verification on that, guys. I keep hearing that, but that's all hearsay. Bacon grease. What flavor is that glass? Bacon grease. Breakfast sausage. Chorizo. Teresa. Yeah. Got to keep the lips lathered. SP74 says, thanks, Bossy. Yeah, Bossy's amazing. Yeah, thanks for participating and showing up. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Crime Geek? Good to see you. How are you? No, don't go anywhere. We're about to close down. We got about 2 minutes. Yeah, we're actually going to put on some exit music now, hang out and chat, maybe another 5 minutes. Okay, guys? Then I got to get out of here. Justice for Ray. Another case from, I believe it was in Carroll County, right? Unsolved murder, catfish murder. Ooh, Blind Squirrel is a new member. Welcome, Blind Squirrel. We try to stay busy in the members too. Try to hold it down. Yeah, Kimmy, I could definitely see that. But if I had to just outright guess with what we know now, and I'm not saying that I do know, but I would have to say that Keegan Klein did this on his own. This is probably something that he's been wanting to do. And he's got us all fooled that he's just some little bitch. Because that's what he's good at. He's good at catfishing people. And it's something I don't think he can turn off. Thank you, Turbo. Thanks for your participation. Big up the Bossy. Well, when he was talking to HLN, what's her name? Barbara McDonald. He sounded so cocky. She was like, "Did you have anything to do with this murder?" And he was like, no, I did not. Like, he's like, if he's lying, it was very easy for him to lie. You know what I mean? Jim, you're rowdy. I keep hearing about this pig roast. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Mandy? Good to see you. Sorry, Teresa. I don't know if I will be. You're welcome, Kelly. Take care, Jacqueline. I'm glad you were able to make it. Black truck and a guy walking stick hat man. Thanks, Blind. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, he's extremely violent. And it's his background that kind of makes him seem extremely suspect. And I think also, like, all the, like, who gets a prostitute with their son? That's weird. That strange closeness. It's almost like, I don't give a fuck that you're my son. Help me get hookers. Thanks, Derek. I appreciate everything you do as well. Tick, tick. Later, guys.